Hi, good morning. If you're hopping on here, please say hello so I know that comments are working, or else if they're not working, I will be gone and come back until they are, because I hate being on here when comments aren't working. Hey, Shantae. Hey, Daniel. Okay, comments are working. All right, so this is our first Monday pep rally. We're gonna start doing these every Monday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And it will always be a different person, so you won't have to hear from me every week. Hey, Nicole, hey, Mandy. Okay, so what we wanna do with these is just kind of get everyone excited about their week, excited to get going, just kind of a little breathing access to the team where we can ask questions. So if you would like to be a part of that, if you have something that you really want to share with the team, you can DM me and I will give you a link. Just let me know what you want to talk about. This isn't like a rank or sales-based thing. This is what, if you have something that you have to offer and something that's worked great for you and you want to share it with the team and you have a free Monday morning, we would love to hear from you. Okay, so I just wanted to do, for the first one, I just wanted to kind of recap Wildflower. And really, Wildflower, it was so much fun, you guys. And I tell people this all the time, like if I'm at an event or one of our events in an elevator or whatever, and someone asks me what's going on, I feel like I want to invite them to it, because I feel like our events are so much fun. And they're so powerful, but not just in a way like, this is how you sell our product and this is how you make money. It really is in a way of making your life better and becoming a better you. And I cannot wait for our next online one. I've heard a couple rumors of the speakers, and it is gonna be so good. So if you weren't able to come to Wildflower, I know. I cried too. There was so much crying, but it was the good crying. Like I felt so much at that conference. It was so awesome. I lost my train of thought. Oh, so do not miss the virtual event. Honestly, there's no reason to miss it. The cost of the ticket basically is free when you count your swag bag that you're gonna get or whatever they send you in the mail. Last year we got the best, or the last one, Blanc, we got the most amazing swag, and it was basically the price of the ticket. So please come to that one if you couldn't come in person. And that's why the company is doing every other, because there really are people that can't travel. They just can't. They don't have access to babysitters. They don't have the means. So we want to be able to include everyone. So the in-person conference being every 18 months is sad, because we don't get to see each other every year. But it is a really great option for those of us who would never, ever, ever be able to go, to have that one in the middle where you can be a part of it as well. Okay. So because Wildflower was, and this is part of the swag, I'm gonna just show you the cute little swag bag we got. So this is it. Everything, the thing I probably love most about Saint is that everything is pretty. Everything that we supply is beautiful and always has a theme or a message that's uplifting. So we got a little Wildflower compact, my little notebook that I'm using right now. We got a pretty Wildflower blush. Let me see if I can slide this so you can see it. It's such a pretty peachy spring color. And then a cute pin. Why am I nervous? I think because I'm trying to do this in a hotel room. Look at me shaking. Okay, and then Nikki made our team these. So I messaged Nikki to find out if we can get the people who had tickets that weren't able to come or didn't end up being able to come, their boots. So hold tight for that. I haven't heard back from her on how she would like to do that, or if you were at the event and you didn't grab your boots from us, look, some seeds, then we will find a way to get those to you. You'll probably just have to pay shipping. But I don't want to mess anything up for Nikki because she's super organized, and so just be looking at Telegram to see how she wants you to do that. So I'm in a hotel because we went to Louis Capaldi last night, and it was so much fun. Oh, weren't the boots the cutest? Okay. In the name of all is holy. Oh. Is everyone freaking out? We do. We should, right? This compact is so pretty. I think it's one of my favorites. I was actually just talking to Celeste about that this is probably one of my favorites we've ever had. My guess is that we will see it again because it's so pretty, or my hope. I would say my hope, but we'll see. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I keep putting, okay. Love the pins on conference. Sent from my jean jacket. Got lots of love. Oh, I love it. Snow. So because we started going to such warm places in the summertime, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do something besides a jacket. So I think I'm going to do a handbag and put all my pins on the front of the handbag. So if you're not like a jacket wearer, or also you could do a backpack. We've had so many ideas. If you guys have ideas on where to put your pins, I mean, we have to be able there. I have like a whole, well, I gave it to Celeste because it didn't fit in my new house. But for a long time, I had like a whole pin board type shrine to all my Saint / mascara era things. So I had my pins all on there. I had different awards, like my Demi certification, any jewelry they sent me, I would like put a pin and hang it there. It was really cute for a long time, but it just didn't work in my new house. So there's some ideas for that. If you haven't gotten your pins or gone to JU, go to jacobuniversity.com, earn your pins. You guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you just log in, you work through the program. It's so easy. If you're the kind of person that just needs boxes to check, so that that's how you're gonna get your creativity, is from, expanding on ideas. There are so many ideas in there, so many awesome things. 100 ideas for going live, 100 ideas for reels, on and on and on. You need nothing else besides that website, I'm telling you. So go check it out. There's videos that go along with everything. And just so you know, these Monday morning pep rallies will be kept in this Facebook group so that you don't have to be here on Monday morning to get value out of it. We may talk about having some questions submitted prior for those of you who can't be here, because that is the beauty of live internet, is that we're here together and we can talk to each other. So if you have questions that need answered, be sure and submit. I know we do that once a month for me, but don't sleep on that. So if you're not in our Telegram channel, go to jacobuniversity.com. There is a link for the Saint Telegram channel and this Telegram channel in there. Okay, I'm gonna get going with my pep talk, and then I'll let you get on with your day. Okay, so the main theme of Wildflowers was that every flower is beautiful, and it was basically being authentically you and finding the beauty in that, because you only have one you. You can be as mean to yourself as you want to be, it's not going to change who you are. It's actually going to hurt who you are. So my challenge to you is to kind of look deep inside and find who you are authentically, and do not be ashamed of that. And I'm going to kind of talk about that a little bit with my theme today, which is authenticity on social media. Okay, so in 2020, there was this shift and it was with TikTok. And it was, everyone was bored and everyone was, needing connection, but not getting it. And so what happened is TikTok came around and growth started to happen. So there was just excess internet, basically. So many new people, new faces showing up on the internet, so many people following, so many people follow. It was kind of the year of follows. And from then until, it's still kind of happening, but it's slowing down. And I kind of want to talk about why I think that is. So I feel like we've changed. Raise your hand, give me some hearts if you feel like you have changed as a person since 2020. Your wants, needs, the things you found important, the things you didn't find important. I feel like my life kind of has been turned on its head, or all the way around to a brighter, better, we got through it, but I feel like personally, I feel like I'm a better person having gotten through whatever I went through, which wasn't just, COVID. It was all the things that came along with it. And then, everybody has their unique life things that happened as well. And so we've all changed since then. So now what I believe people are really looking for is authenticity and connection. It's no more about excess. It's no more about, and I know I don't like to get negative, but even that shift where you can't have not heard that people are like sick of the Kardashians, and people are sick of, wild displays of wealth, and people are sick of, this is just people kind of realizing through something really hard what really matters to them. And so, and that's personal. That doesn't mean you have to have been affected that way. I'm just saying in general, everybody kind of got checked. And so, I truly believe, and I've seen this in my own business, that people are looking for connection and authenticity. They're not looking for numbers. They're not looking for you to be selling them everything. They're looking for people that they actually connect with, and people are hitting that unfollow button more than they probably ever have, because they were hitting the follow button way too much there for a while. So now it's like they've now realized, they're on a peak. They're not in a valley anymore, so they can see their, where they're at, and they're just deciding who they want to have in their life and who they don't want to have in their life. And so what's cool about that, you guys, is that it's kind of like, since everyone has this opportunity now to be viral, to blow up, there's, they've changed the algorithm to where it's like a leveled playing field. You have the opportunity to connect more than you ever have. So I kind of want to talk about how to do that, because I think, you hear that word authenticity and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to be authentic. I'll tell you how I see it. Okay. So basically, you really have to sit down with yourself and you have to kind of decide who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what problems do you deal with, what problems have you solved for yourself. Just start writing things down and make lists. And this is how you find you within all of this. So that I can't do for you. But those are my main suggestions. And then from there, be okay with talking about it. So, for example, if you are having a bad day, or something, something is telling you, oh, I shouldn't be posting, I shouldn't be an artist, I shouldn't, get on live and talk about it while you do your makeup. Sometimes when you, or do a story about it, or don't even do your makeup if you don't feel like doing your makeup today. You can talk about these things, and guaranteed there are people that are going to hear you because they're going to relate with you. Me, for example, I am not an everyday makeup wearer. I should talk about that. I should talk about how this is like something that makes me feel so good, but that I just don't do, and maybe why don't I do it? And, these are the kinds of things I could either write down privately, figure out, and then talk about it, or I could just get on there, do my makeup live, and just talk about it and get engagement that way. Another fun thing that I think you could do if you're just really scared or don't know what to say, it's always helpful when you go live or when you do, a short or a reel or a TikTok, whatever platform you're on, is just bring up something that you've read lately, that you've seen lately. Like if you're watching Love is Blind and you want to comment on Love is Blind, maybe I don't know what day of the week does Love is Blind come out? Sundays, maybe? So every Monday morning you get on live and you chat about Love is Blind. Would you not join that live? I would join that live. But if I saw a live that said, hey, get ready with me, I probably wouldn't join that live just because I see it so much. But if someone was like, hey, I'm going to do my makeup, or let's talk about Love is Blind, and then you happen to get on there and they're doing their makeup, so be it. But we're talking about Love is Blind, right? And then people can ask you questions about your makeup while you're talking about something fun that you can connect. Are you getting the vibe that I'm like setting down? So that, like, if you hate Love is Blind, that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on what you like. So if you just read a book and you're like, I'm going to talk about this book, trigger warning, like if you haven't read it yet, maybe don't join. Or maybe you tell someone a week before, you tell your audience a week before or 2 weeks before, however long it takes you to read a book, and say, I'm going to read this book and then I'm going to go live and I'm going to do a book club. So if you want to be a part of that, let's do that. These are just some fun ideas of ways to connect with people that aren't just you sitting there trying to sell them something. They're clear that they can buy, and there's nothing wrong with trying to sell someone something. It's just that I think that online, everyone is trying to sell everyone something. And so if you can find something authentic to actually do, to actually connect, to actually make friends, I'm always after that long-term, forever customer. That is always my goal. So if I try to always think about each person I'm talking to, each person I'm engaging with, as someone that I will be my customer forever. So I just think that that's my goal. That it's so cool that I can get orders. I've had such a bad couple of years, and if you haven't noticed, I'm like haven't shown up a ton, but I still am selling a very good amount of makeup for someone who hasn't shown up like they should have and has had such a couple bad years. I can still get to about 5,000 a month in makeup sales. Sometimes my months are 2,000, but either way, like that is because those customers are mine. They love me. They want to buy from me. And that's the cool part about this job. And this is, to me, the coolest part of the job is that it's not just a flash in the pan. I'm not just trying to get the sale. I'm trying to create a lifelong customer and create a career. So anyway, I just wanted to give you my top 5. I'm leaving you with my top 5 sort of ways to engage with your following in a more authentic way. My number 1, and this I don't always do, full transparency, but it would be like when I do, it is the outcome is so much better than if I do not, and that is voice memoing. So when someone reaches out to me, when I reach back, I reach out with my voice. If I do that, everything changes. I can ask them questions. I can get to know how I can actually help them. I can ask them what they're struggling with. You know, that's what I do, is I want to know where they're at. Someone told me once, like, you never call an Uber and not tell them where you are at, because they will never find you. So you do not want to be the Uber driver that's driving aimlessly around your customer and never finding them. You want to know where they're at. And so I've found that the best way to do that is by asking questions. So one of my favorite questions is, walk me through your makeup routine from start to finish. Okay, after that, I usually will say to them, okay, now tell me the parts of your makeup routine you don't understand or you don't even know why you do. And these kinds of questions get people comfortable, they get people talking, and they get you in a place where you know exactly what to recommend to them. So if they're telling you that they only wear one color eyeshadow, you're not going to recommend 5 eyeshadows to this person. You may want to recommend 2, and you may want to tell her why, depending on if it's working for her or not, or 3, or whatever. But what I'm saying is you want to know where she's at either way. So that's one of my favorite ones. 2 is to engage with everyone. To never get so big that you think that you're cooler than this person that's messaging you. Never get that in your head. That leads into my next one, which is not to see people as numbers. People are not numbers. So if you're focused on numbers of sale, I know it's so hard, you guys, but this is such a manifesting thing. This is such a belief thing. This is such a, it's something people can feel from you. So if you're desperate for numbers, you're desperate for a sale, you're desperate for an artist to sign up under you, you're desperate because you think that defines you, whether or not you're a good artist or not, there's a problem there. And so what I like to think about is I just don't even think about that at all, period. Like, I'm not looking at how many people are watching me right now and how many people are just leaving, you know, and if I were doing that, I would be very uncomfortable right now, because I would think, oh, did I just say something that upset Janice and then she left? No. So when I say don't think about numbers, I mean in all ways. Don't think about it in the sale. Don't think long-term. Think these are people. Think I'm going to help them. I'm going to transform their lives with makeup, which you really can do. Bring joy back into someone's life. Think along those lines, and I promise you the money will come. The sale will come. The reward will come. If you can find a way to let go of that desperation, let go of that comparison, let go of the number game. Because thanks guys, if you're looking at your Instagram following and you're being rude to yourself and essentially to them and saying, oh my gosh, I only have 200 followers, I'm such a loser, how lame. Basically, you just said that 200 people, and I want you to visualize 200 people in a room, and you just said that they're all lame, and you're lame too. That's so counterproductive, and it's such a lie. Okay, so I think I went through, I had 5, and then I'm just like rambling on and not doing the numbers. Okay, so don't focus on numbers, solve problems. We already talked about that. If you can solve a problem for someone, they will be with you for life. You will be now sisters and friends, and she'll come to your funeral, whatever. I don't know, but it truly makes all the difference. And it doesn't mean you just have to solve a problem for someone makeup wise. It really is about everything. And that leads into my last and final suggestion, is that you do not have to sell everything you talk about. So everything that you talk about doesn't have to have a number equated to it. If that isn't the biggest thing ever, I don't know what is. And that's why I talk about things like book club, or let's talk about, Love is Blind. Those things they're not costing someone something. You're not selling them anything. You're just letting them get to know you. Stand here. Oh my gosh, I love you. Anyway, so I hope that was impactful for you, and I hope that you took some notes. And my biggest hope is that you take a minute after this live and you write down, who you are, and get right with it, and what you like and what you don't like, and why that's good, and why it's good to be different, why it's okay that I don't wear makeup every day, but I sell makeup. I'm perfectly fine with that. I actually don't really care. I don't think that's gonna be something I change. Maybe it will be, but that's what I'm saying. I'm fine sharing that with you guys, because that's who I am. And so if I show up that way, then you can get to know me better, and we can be better friends. And maybe one day I'm gonna come and ask Mandy, who I bet puts her makeup on every single day. I'm gonna say, you know what, how do you get yourself to do that? Because I think maybe that would make me feel better. And do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about being authentic and letting each other in. So if there are people that shouldn't be following you, that you don't want to let in, maybe you could get rid of them. I don't know. Maybe you could, if you can't show up authentically, if those people are watching, maybe those people can't be watching you. And that's okay too. It's just not worth it for you to not be able to do what you need to do to make your life better based off of a handful of people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, any questions about anything? I'll just give you just a minute. And that's what we're gonna be doing on these Mondays. So, if it's totally unrelated, that's totally fine. It's just about people being here for each other, okay? Okay, good. I love that, Heather. Yeah, just take 5 minutes and write and just sit and write for 5 minutes, not just a minute, just at least 5. It looks like nobody has any questions, so I think we're good. I hope it helped. I feel like it helped me. That's the funny thing about these things, is it just reminds me, even when I talk about it, it reminds me who I am, why I'm here, what I'm doing this for. So how do you stay motivated to show up when it's taking a long time to grow? Okay, so there we are talking about a number. And I think that's the problem, is when you're basing your growth. So you're saying it's almost like you're running you're running a marathon when you didn't sign up. You signed up for a half marathon, and you're just wanting to get to the end. I want to get to the end of this. You're not enjoying the run at all. That's what we got to change. So it's not about the number. It's not about an end game. It's not about, you know, once I get to this point, then I can lay down on the turf and relax and die. It's really just about focusing on what you enjoy and having fun with it and connecting with people. And don't worry about the growth. I promise you the growth will come once you do that. Once you connect with yourself first, and that's why I want you to take a minute and write these things down. And then from there, you're going to start connecting better with the people you already have. If you're looking, I want you to take the number of people who follow you, and I want you to actually visualize a room with that many people in it. And then I want you to go to work, because those, if just those people were actually listening to you, 200, let's say 200, if 200 people were actually listening to you and buying things from you, your business would be great. Your business would be as big as it needed to be, you know? Okay, this is helpful. I get stressed when I go live. Just talking about my cap. Yeah, I feel ya. I do too sometimes. It's just like, what am I gonna talk about? But if you have a pre-planned rant even, I mean, honestly, if the more positive you can keep it, the better, because you really will attract negative people if you're negative too much. That's something that I really do believe, but you know what I'm saying. What do I use for voice memos? So I'm talking about when I'm messaging people in DMs. So I'll just hold it down. So if they DM me, you can also send, like if they text you, you can send them a voice memo or you can record a voice memo and email it. So if it depending on where you're working, you can voice memo at any point. You taught me this years ago. Thank you, Mandy. Okay, what do you... Let me see. I just don't want to miss any questions. Is it possible to go live too often? I really prefer lives over reels, but how much is too much? That really depends on you, Amanda. Like, if you love it, I know people that go live every day. That's just how they work their business. You know, this is their hour, they work their business. And then we all know that that hour leads to more work just because we're messaging and whatever. But I think if you're enjoying it, then there's not really, like, I couldn't tell you 3 times a week. You know what I mean? It really depends on what you want to do and how much you're enjoying it. And how much you're connecting with people through those. Okay, that's awesome, Jessie. Oh yes, Jody. So we are updating the color match form and the cheat sheet with the new colors. So be on the lookout for that. If you guys aren't on Telegram, on our Telegram channel, get on there, please. It's just such an easier way to get you the information you need than having you try to search for it in Facebook. Okay. On IG story carousel for the personal authentic shares. I didn't see that. Snow. Is there a question on IG Live? Yeah, anything. I think what you're saying is that, or am I talking about doing that on all your different ways of connecting? Yes. I feel like quality over quantity at all times. My TikTok lives are the best part of your day. I haven't gone live on TikTok. I think that's awesome. Okay, let me see. Looking forward to Mondays. All right, you guys, I think we're good. I wanted these to be around 45 minutes, so we're right around there. You're so welcome. And go team for the pep rally. Let me see if did I answer it, Snow? Okay, I answered. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.